Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. Let me ask you something, right? The definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expecting a result to be different, right? With that being said, I just don't understand. I don't quite get the thought process behind these new pro leagues and how they go about their business when it comes to putting together a product. We already know, right? So two things we know. We know that number one, nothing is the NFL. Nothing is ever going to be the NFL. The NFL is king. People talk about college football. College football ain't king. The NFL is king. Look at the numbers. The NFL is king. Nothing is beating the NFL. Okay, cool. Let's put that aside. The second thing that we know, there are a large amount of sports journalists that don't actually love sports. Specifically when it comes to football journalists. There are a lot of football journalists out here that don't really love football. They just do it because they've been given the avenue to be in the space. You want to know how I know? Because every time we talk about other leagues, other football leagues, these people act like they're going to be fatigued. Act like, oh, well, once the NFL season's over, I can't take any more football. I don't want to have. These people get mad when the game goes into overtime. And here's the thing, right? You used to get mad as a journalist when a game went into overtime because you had a deadline, because the newspaper had to go to print. But most of our journalists now don't operate in a print capacity. So they don't even have a deadline to reach. They literally can, if the thing goes to midnight, they've already got most of the story written. Once the game is final, boom, 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 upload, send, it's up for everyone to see. It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. That's how the world of news media works now, or of media, period, when it comes to the print media. That's how it works. Boom, 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 upload. Everybody can see it. So we know that nothing's going to beat the NFL. And we know that most journalists don't care about anything outside of the NFL when it comes to football. Your college journalists don't care much about anything else outside of college. Your NFL journalists, oh, by the way, outside of top 25 college, not even outside of all of Power 5, not even all of FBS. No, they just care about top 25. I'm putting them on blast. I don't care. So we know that. So why is it that the USFL and the XFL come along and continue to try to play the same game that leagues have played, including them, the same game that leagues have played long before? It makes no sense. It makes literally no sense for you as the XFL to make announcements right in the heart of NFL time. That's number one. But if you're going to make announcements in the heart of NFL time, at least do it and bring us something better than what you brought us. Because the XFL released their quarterback list, the list of quarterbacks that they assigned by the way. The list of quarterbacks that they assigned to teams. Way to engender fans. Don't even allow the fans to know that the team had a choice in this player that they got. Nope. Don't even do that. Don't even do that. Just assign them quarterbacks. I'm sure somebody up in that XFL front office thought that this was a fantastic idea. I'm sure they did. And I'm sure that at some capacity, it makes sense. In some capacity, it probably makes sense for them to place quarterbacks with teams and not allow these teams to operate as individual entities and select their quarterbacks. Now, maybe that's what happened on the back end. Maybe that's what it was on the back end. But on the front end, on the outside looking in, this is what it looks like to us. It looks like a bunch of quarterbacks that are just the same old, same old. What are we supposed to be excited about? I mean, look at these quarterbacks and tell me that you are excited about seeing these quarterbacks play football. If you're looking at these quarterbacks, tell me you're excited about Drew Plitt and Kyle Sloter playing quarterback. I really want to see Drew Plitt and Kyle Sloter, who I didn't think was very good then. You really want me to watch Eric Dungey, who was gritty, but was never really that good at Syracuse. Caleb Ellaby is intriguing. He's intriguing, but he's not must-see TV. Brandon Silvers, not intriguing at all. Quentin Dormady, no. DeAndre Francois, we've seen him. We've also seen him not be healthy, and then we saw him in the Fan Control Football League. At least he has a little bit of juice about him. At least he has a little bit of juice. But none of these are getting you excited. I'll go on. Jawan Pass. Jawan Pass is an exciting player. He's an exciting player. Maybe, but he doesn't move the needle. Anthony Russo, come on. Ben DiNucci. We've seen these stories. Steven Montez. It's the same dudes. A.J. McCarron. We're still trying to roll A.J. McCarron out here to play football for people? Ryan Willis, Jalen McClendon, Luis Perez. We've seen these names. We've seen these stories over and over and over again. These are not names that are going to make anybody stand up and go, yeah, they're doing it different. They're making a different name for themselves over there in the XFL. But I thought that was supposed to be the whole thing, right? You got The Rock on board. You got the first woman on professional sports league owner. You're supposed to be doing things differently. Yet, every time I look up, I see the same old football doctrine. The same old, let's go find the guy who looks like the guys who've been playing this position since forever. When are we gonna figure out that you can't just continue to do what the NFL is doing and expect to compete at a level that people are going to care about? Because you don't have those players. Why? because you're probably not spending the money on those players that you need to. I hate to complain without giving solutions. So I'll tell you what I believe the XFL and the USFL should be doing, right? So in the case of the XFL, who has 8 teams, right? I'm putting away $1.6 million to the side. I am going to take $1.6 million and I am going to pay each starting quarterback $200,000 a year. That is enough. That is enough, in my opinion, to be able to lure some of these guys who actually are really good sitting on benches away from the NFL, away from wanting to go to the NFL immediately. And my selling point is for them, hey, go out here, get paid really good money for your family, put up some really good film that you can show to the NFL, and if they come calling, hey, we give you the avenue to go there at any time. If they come calling, other than to put you on an active roster, not to put you on a practice squad, if they come calling to put you on an active roster, hey, we understand. But going to make $90,000 or $100,000, whatever it might be, I don't know, on a practice squad, going to make little to no money on a practice squad, hoping that you get the call up, like that clock doesn't start for those players. They don't accrue veteran status on the practice squad. They have to be on active rosters for a specific period of time to accrue any type of veteran status. To get to those 3 years, I believe, maybe 4, where they are vested and they're allowed to pull retirement. So you got to pay them. You got to pay these quarterbacks real legitimate money, like real legitimate, hey, I can really make some changes in my family's life money. $200K, but you only get it if you're the starter, right? And here's why I say it. So the $200,000 goes to the starter because we know coaches make mistakes or front offices make mistakes. And then once the game start, it's the coach's job to make up for the front office's mistake. So if for some reason we sign, let's say for instance, we sign D'Eriq King as the backup, and week 2, D'Eriq King is the starter, he now gets the prorated week for week for that $200,000. That's how it works. The backup will go into the backup slotted money. So you are incentivized to play well, to keep your job, to keep your money. No more of this little Kyle Sloters and these dudes. Like, we need to get legitimate top-level college quarterbacks to come into these leagues. We don't need A.J. McCarron's time is over. I'm sorry that these leagues did not exist when he came through. But his time is through. Rolling him out there as your quarterback just because you have a team in Alabama is low-hanging fruit. Nobody's coming to see A.J. McCarron. He's not that good. He's not that dynamic. He does not move the needle. You know who they might come see? They might come see a Shedeur Sanders. Hey, Shedeur, I know you're killing things over there at Jackson State. Instead of spending your next 2 years there or your next year there, finishing up before you're able to declare for the NFL, why don't you come play for our franchise in Alabama? get these 200,000. Same, pull your endorsements with you, all of that stuff. Come get this 200K, right? Or look at these guys who we already know right now are going to fall through the cracks in the NFL. Hey, Michael Penix. Hey, Michael Penix. I know you want to go to the NFL. I know that that's a dream of yours. But let's be real about it. They're not going to give you the chance that you deserve. How about you come back home to Florida, play for our Orlando franchise? Hey, Bo Nix, you had a lot of success up there in Oregon. Why don't you come and play for our Seattle franchise? See, give them the opportunity to go play and be the guy, be the pick. And if the NFL calls later because they say, hey, we want to give you a legitimate chance, hey, that's what we're here for anyway, right? That's what we're here for anyway. Not we want to put you on a practice squad, but we want to give you a legitimate chance. D'Eriq King just went on the Carolina Panthers practice squad. D'Eriq King, a guy that people were saying needed to change to running back, is now on the practice squad as a quarterback for the Carolina Panthers at a place he probably will never play. Instead of being on the Orlando Guardians, instead of being on the Arlington Renegades or the Seattle Sea Dragons, instead of being in San Antonio. By the way, why does Texas have 3 teams? Why do they have 3 XFL teams for? Like, what are we doing? Can we not find other places that love football? Are we allergic to all of these other places? You got to have 3 in Texas? They love football other places in Texas, ladies and gentlemen. Where's the Ohio team? Right? Where's the Ohio team at? Where's the New England team at? Where's the Georgia team? They love football in more places in Texas. They love it in more places. Where's the Arkansas team at? Denver or Colorado, like Arizona. Why do we keep on doing the same things? We keep on making the same mistakes, and we keep wondering why these teams don't succeed. That's the problem. We keep doing the same things, and we wonder why these people or these things don't succeed. We're not giving it a chance to succeed. We're not doing anything necessary for success because we're still doing the same old. People would rather be and shout out to Shimmy Faison. He says they all would rather play in the NFL. But the problem is, right? When do we stop chasing things that clearly don't want us? If you would rather be on the practice squad of an NFL team than to be the starter in another league, then do you really love football? And I'm not talking about be the starter in the league where you don't make any money. That's silly. I'm talking about opportunity to make legitimate money. Because make legitimate money, but not be in the NFL be a starter, continue to work, and if the NFL calls, great. Or go be on the practice squad in the NFL. Oh, an offensive lineman got hurt. So they cut you from the practice squad in order to bring in an extra offensive lineman. But they tell you, hey, don't go too far. We'll bring you back once this offensive lineman. But they're not paying you. They're not paying you. And once we stop chasing everything, and these entities wake up and go, if we continue to do the same, it's a quote in Moneyball. If we continue to do things the way the Yankees do things in here, we will lose to the Yankees out there. Bottom line, you keep trying to run an organization the same way the NFL does it, you'll keep getting beat by the NFL. Nobody wants watered down NFL, so give them something different. We've seen enough Kyle Sloters and Ben DiNucci's and Eric Dungy's. Get that stuff out of here. If you want to make real change, you got to do real different things. It comes down to that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. We do this thing a few times a week. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you're joining me on the YouTube channel, you know what to do. Like, subscribe. Till next time. Peace.